hell is this music? Are you going to be a genie and come out of a bottle? I mean, hello? What's going on? I really don't know where you find this shit. I would love to know. Oh, I don't know about you sometimes. I just don't.
Cloudy skies today. A wintry mix is expected to move in this afternoon, Raylene. Daytime highs around 32.
Woo!
So we have a, what's the deal now? We have a winter, what do they call it? Winter weather advisory until 7 p.m. Until 7 a.m. on Thursday, tomorrow morning.
I'm not very happy about this, to tell you the truth. I have to be in Burlington at 8 a.m. I'm not looking forward to it.
Tomorrow morning?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you got to just drive carefully. We have
exactly.
We have snow. They're saying 2 to 4 inches, and some ice accumulation with some freezing rain expected. Let's see, the northern Adirondacks, northern Champlain Valley, eastern Vermont, again, until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. So, we like to just sum it up, and we love to just say how it is. Don't drive like an asshat. Go easy. Turn your freaking headlights on.
The headlights part is the one that drives me crazy.
That pisses me off. People driving around, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And these asshats are driving around with even worse than no headlights.
Yeah.
The running lights.
I know.
It's like,
I
dude,
know.
do you really think that running lights are adequate right now?
No,
God.
no, they're not.
all worked
Well,
up
this
already.
morning, I have to bring Craig down at 6:30 in the morning, and the people. What always gets me is the people that are going down like this Hill Street, literally on the brakes hard, off the brakes, on the brakes hard, off the brakes. That's what makes you slide all over hell.
Right.
One, use your transmission,
Right.
and then you don't have to use your brakes as much,
Right.
and you're less apt to be sliding all over the friggin' place into oncoming traffic.
Exactly.
It's all like so annoying.
I am so excited today, Raylene. I don't care that we're going to have freezing rain tonight. You know why?
Because it's National Peanut Butter Day.
And
That's your favorite day
I
ever.
was just going to say that. I'm going to be head deep into a jar of peanut butter tonight, and I'm going to buy a whole big family value pack of Ritz crackers, and I'm going to celebrate National Peanut Butter Day.
And it's also National Compliment Day. So nice shirt. I'm glad you don't look like a hag today.
Thank you. Do you like it?
Yeah. Lately you've been looking a little rough. So it's nice to see you looking so nice today.
Hag?
Yeah.
When have I ever looked? People, friends, listeners, yes or no, right now, post it. Have I ever looked like a hag? H-A-G, hag?
Yes, you do.
Becky?
A
Linda?
little disheveled lately.
Hag?
A little.
I've never looked
a little,
like a hag.
Yeah.
Disheveled?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the compliment.
But you look great today.
I think.
Yeah, you're shaved up,
A
and
little
you got a
bit.
nice shirt on, and
A little bit.
clean hat, and
I want to begin this morning by saying congratulations to Joe Waldsworth. We
Yes.
just love Joe so much.
he got an
And
award last night.
the 2023 Virginia Caffin Award. Our deputy chief kicks ass, and we just, I don't know, we just love him. I mean, I'm so proud to know this guy, to call him a friend, and we are blessed. We are so blessed to have him on our team here at Aired Out, because he gives us
Up to the minute info.
right away when shit is going down and it's hitting the fan. He is the first person from the city, from the public safety, to tell us what's going on, and we relay what he says to us
Yes.
immediately.
Yes.
I mean, he's even like, my God, dude, he goes, I haven't even gotten those words out of my mouth, and you've already got it posted.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He is. We're lucky to have him. We're lucky to have, as you say, the partnership, but lucky to have him here in the city.
So much. I want to start this morning with Connor's motivational morning. Can we, please? Can we do that?
Absolutely. It's the best part of the day.
Connor was on with us yesterday morning, and we have an update on that, and we're going to get to it.
So we're going to share that update?
We are going to share that update.
Okay.
I'm texting Dad right now, and he's saying, "Yeah, let's give the update."
Gave the go ahead. Good.
And I think it's great.
Me too.
I think it's great. So let's start the day this morning with this little kid who was on the air with us yesterday. Persevere.
Bye, have a good day. Michigan, everybody. That's a hugs and loves.
All right, here he is.
Hey guys, have motivational morning. The favorite kid, Connor, and guys, a motivational quote. It's hard to be a person who never gives up. Be that person. Persevere. Bye, have a good day. Michigan, everybody. That's a hugs and loves.
You're a great kid. God, I just love
He's
that.
a great kid.
You know, I'll admit this, okay? When I'm pouring the coffee out of the pot in the morning, if I've got fresh coffee in my mouth and Connor's motivational mornings
You're good to go.
in my ear,
You're good to go.
I'm good.
Big smiles all around
I'm
there.
Good. I mean, I just loved having him on the air yesterday, and I'll say this to anyone who's watching, listening right now: if you didn't see yesterday's podcast, you got to go back. You got to go back and give this one a listen. You don't even have to watch; just listen. I mean,
Right.
just incredible,
For sure.
incredible.
He's a great kid. He and his dad make a great team.
They do.
And
They really
again,
do.
we are blessed with such a partnership.
Yeah. We are going to, at some point, going to sneak Dad on this morning. They're saying the power went out in Williamstown. The fire trucks are going through there.
I hope everything.
His cell service is not well right now. So if we're able to establish a good connection with Connor's dad, we will call him and we will we'll put him on the air.
Yeah, I hope everything is okay.
And they're watching and listening right now anyway. He is.
Wonderful.
Good morning, Michaela and Shirley and Bill Donahue is tuned in this morning.
Yeah, everyone.
Watch that guy's car. Watch that car this summer.
Yeah.
The Bill Donahue car.
That's right.
Wait a second. Did I just suggest that Bill Donahue was going to be in a race car at Thunder Road this summer?
Yes, and it's going to have our logo plastered right on it.
Bill Donahue?
Bill Donahue.
When I say Donahue, do I mean that Donahue?
You do?
Holy shit, that's good. Wait a second. Are you saying that Stephen Donahue, Bill Donahue,
And John Donahue.
and John Donahue
are all going to be on the track. Yeah, buckle up. I know. It's going to be a crazy, wild summer.
Yes, it is. At Thunder Road for damn sure. All right. Go ahead.
Well, what do you want to talk
I
about
want to
first?
talk about-
Do you
are
want to
you-
talk? Let's talk about the things out of the gate. So because there's a couple pressing things, like the fact that it's Wednesday, which means it's Vermont Quick Lube and Car Wash in South Barry's Ladies' Day.
Are you going to say
They
the
are
ladies
having
are going to get
Ladies'
lubed up?
Day. The ladies are going to get lubed up if they go over there to Vermont Quick Lube and Car Wash in South Barry. They're going to get lubed up today. They're going to get treated like $1,000,000. They're going to get smiles, maybe even a hug if you want it. They don't force those on anybody, but you can get one if you ask nicely. And then you're going to get a flower as a thank you for everything you do and for being as amazing as you are. And then they're going to say, go ahead, pull around and go through the car wash. Or they just give you a ticket, actually. So if you don't want it to use today because it's slimy and gross and
Yeah.
you want to do it after this storm, you can. You can take that little ticket and go through the car wash at your convenience.
Okay. We should also say that guys can get lubed up too.
Yes, but not. Yes, they can on Ladies' Day. They're just not
What are
going
you
to get.
tripping and stumbling all over your words for?
Well,
Raven?
they can get lubed up today, but not. They're just not going to get treated as nicely and as wonderful as the ladies will. That's all.
Oh, fair enough. But it's not just only.
Because you're not special, JD.
No, I'm just saying.
I know
it's
you're
not
jealous.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's not that only the ladies are allowed to go to Vermont Quick Lube today. The
Oh,
guys,
no.
The guys can go too and get lubed
Yes,
up.
absolutely. The guys can go get lubed
I mean,
up.
you know,
They're just not going to get a free car wash and a flower.
I mean, Joe Edson, he likes to get lubed up every now and then.
Well,
So does Bill Donahue. I mean, you got to do it. It's got to happen every now and then.
every now and then. Every 6,000 miles, whether you want to or not. I think it's 10,000 now on the newer models.
What's happening at the Den tonight in Williamstown?
So very much. So tonight is the kickoff of the open mic comedy tour. They the Den and Laugh Local Vermont have teamed up, and there's going to be open mic comedy. If you think that you are a good jokester, you can go right down there, grab the mic, and let it roll. Don't even, because you're not that funny. Go check it out, though. The stage, the mic, opens at 7 p.m. You can get up there and show them what you got. But this is the kickoff. It's going to be happening once a month right over there at the Den. And as I said, they've teamed up with Laugh Local. Now, it doesn't mean that they're not having the pool tournament on Wednesday night, because they are. They are still doing the pool tournament tonight as well, so you can play some pool and listen to some great comedy, you hope.
7 o'clock practice.
Yeah, and 8 o'clock break.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
A lot going on over there at the
It's
Den.
going to be great.
And then another thing that is pressing for today is the fact that it's the Wednesday take-home meal from Delicate Decadence.
Yes.
And if you have not yet ordered, you have a very short time to do so. This morning, it
What are you
needs to be
waiting
done,
for?
probably
Honestly,
by noon.
What are you waiting for? Weather's going to be shit. Who wants to go out grocery shopping?
Right, you're gonna have to shovel and all of that stuff. So let them take care of dinner. Barbecue pork loin, garlic mashed potatoes, and green beans. To order, you call 802-479-7948.
Yeah,
and it's all on our page as far as pricing goes and all of that stuff. And each price includes tax.
All right. That's. I love. Can I just say this? Mm-hmm. I love our sponsors. Look at that list. Look at your screen right now. Look at them. Look at them.
We're lucky.
There's so many up there, and they are the meat of all of this. They're what's making everything happen. And that's just the presenting sponsors. And then we have our supporting sponsors right there. We were talking about Bulldog yesterday, Ruth Your Quick Lube and Auto Center, Jerry Sports Tavern, Pekin.
Jerry's had their first Connect 4 night last night.
How was that?
I don't know. I got to talk to Tina and find out. So I really want to know how that all went, because I watched some videos of other bars and stuff in the South and in
It's popular.
some of the resorts, and it's really popular, and the people have an amazing time. You know what the other popular game is, which I don't know that I would want to play it around here in the bars. It's done outside in the southern states, and then some resorts like in the Bahamas and stuff. Twister.
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine getting all drinking and playing Twister? I don't even, but it's hysterical to watch. I'm just telling you right now, you should get in on there and check it out. It's hysterical.
I would love to do it. Wouldn't that be funny as hell? Me and Booten, Twister, Crisco. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
All right, this just went from a laughing and good thing to, oh my God, I'm totally freaked out right this minute.
Speaking of
You and Boone and Crisco, that's never.
Yeah.
No.
Can Can we edit that out?
Yeah, I hope so.
That was that was
We
not
actually we
good.
can't because we don't do that.
Yeah.
But
God.
there's
so much to get to this morning, but first, before we get into some hair raising stuff, can we just run down a couple of the headlines of what's going on in Vermont? Because there was, and I know that we had everything happening with the voting in New Hampshire last night, and my God, and it's just. It's Trump and it's Biden and oh God, I don't know I don't know. Are you following any of that? Is there any?
Of course I am.
What do we know?
I mean,
who won? What happened? Who gives a shit?
Biden wasn't on the ballot, and supposedly he accidentally was left off the ballot, maybe his counterpart forgot. We know he can't remember much, but anyway, anyway, he won by write-in. He was written in, and so Biden won on the Democratic side, and Trump won on the Republican side of that ballot. Yeah.
All right.
We shall see how things play out. I think at this moment, if I really had to guess, I would say that Nikki Haley will end up being Trump's running mate.
Really?
That's what I think. Or the guy, I can never remember his name. He was kind of a little smartass, and even in the debates, he always kind of stuck up for Trump. I wish I could remember his name. Or
Santos?
No. It was a younger guy that maybe he'll run with him. But I almost wonder if it'll end up being a Trump-Haley ticket.
So Trump got the GOP primary with over 50% of the vote.
Yeah.
And Joe wins the Democratic primary.
Yeah, and I mean, look, we all know how I felt about him on a personal level last time. Like, I wish that he just, I said many times he could be a great president because I think he's a good, he's doesn't really take any shit or whatever. I think he could be, but he doesn't ever just
he's not a candy
zip
coat
it.
anything.
He doesn't know how to zip his lip when he should, but
it's the art of stopping.
I got to tell you, I really think he's probably going to be the next president, or at least I hope he is, because we can't take any more of this shit at all. I mean, I definitely want to see an R in there, but I think that probably he'll take it. And so we just got to buckle up and deal with his mouth and understand that he's going to save us, hopefully, from some of the bullshit.
But,
so what is you got to look at it on the outside.
We should also say that you're really not a right-winged wacko
no,
like some people in our community.
I'm really not. I usually vote.
You are.
I usually vote with my heart more than anything, which sometimes gets me in trouble. Because I just want a good person in there. Like, I wish that. I mean, I would vote for Governor Scott as many times as he ran. And could run, just because I think he's a good human and that he votes with a lot of thought. He doesn't do it off the hip ever.
Yeah.
And I just have a lot of respect and admiration for him. Yeah. So, and I was always very perfectly clear about how I felt about Trump. Like, I wanted him out of there. I couldn't stand him.
Yeah.
As a person, but when you look at where we were, economically, he certainly wasn't a horrible president.
Linda just wrote, "We're screwed all the way around."
We kind of are.
Here's another reason why I think we're screwed all the way around. because our society, our culture, has listed Barbie as getting 8 nods for an Oscar. The nominations for the Academy Awards were revealed yesterday, and Barbie is in the running for an Oscar. March 10th. Jimmy Kimmel's going to be hosting, which will be good. Barbie? An Oscar?
Well, the actress that played her, correct?
Don't care.
Correct, though?
I don't care.
Well, did she do a good job? Did you see the movie? You saw the movie, JD. So tell everybody what you thought. Were her acting skills totally shit, or did she at least do a good job?
We have a lot to talk about this
You even
morning.
brought the pink van with you. I know it. Yeah, skip right over that subject.
Vermont State Police investigating a suspicious death
In
of
St.
a woman
Johnsbury.
in St. J. Yeah. What's going on with this? What happened? Do we
Their
know?
investigation started about 6 p.m. last night. The police got a report by somebody passing by that they saw a vehicle with somebody slumped over the wheel, and there were bullet holes in the vehicle. And so, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Police believe it's an isolated incident and that nobody's at risk for, being harmed. And which they say all the time, and some of us can agree or not agree with that. And that could really probably a little bit go with one of your topics for today, which is spill it. I mean,
Well, hold on a second. I wanted to say we have mixed reaction of Governor Scott's budget address.
oh yes,
That's big in the news. We got Logan Clegg.
I thought it was really big in the news. For me, the fact that he is saying we need to stabilize the tax, we need to keep it where it is, we need to just stay stable and not raise the taxes any further. Vermonters can't do it. They can't afford it. They're dying with this stuff as it is. And then the other side comes right out with let's extend the hotels until June.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, real quick, the Logan Clegg story is out as well, appealing his conviction.
Yes.
So that's one of the stories that we're following this morning too. There's a lot of stuff that we're following.
There's so much.
We are going to right now. We're going to get into what happened last night at City Council chambers in Berry City. Although, wait a second, JD.
Yes, he did see the movie, Zachary.
JD, you're not.
I did not. Over my dead body.
I'm not supposed to be. We're not supposed to be talking about local politics. We save that for the Berry Beat podcast on Monday nights at 8:00.
Whoa! Wait, we're gonna touch on local politics a little bit. This morning.
bit. I said to Joe yesterday. I'm like, sometimes it's almost impossible to completely steer 100% clear from local politics. But I don't like to sit and talk about the nitty gritty nuts and bolts of all of the detailed shit with local politics, which frankly can be a yawner. I think you and Michael do a very good job of keeping it dumbed down, simple. You put some entertainment into it, and you make it palatable.
Well, we try.
And you guys do a great job.
Some nights. Oh.
So we are going to talk about that, but we're going to lead into that with, in the words of noted philosopher and world poet Dave Moody. Based on these responses, JD, maybe this isn't such a great topic for tomorrow after all.
He doesn't know us very well, does he?
Oh, Dave does, yeah.
Yeah.
Dave does.
He knows that we're going to do it anyway, doesn't he?
I posted this morning a warning that there's never been a filter on what we say on Aired Out, and we'll prove that right now this morning. We'll probably get in a whole heap of trouble, and we'll piss a bunch of people off, and we'll get nasty text messages.
Oh, dear. So, Dave, I think, just made another comment.
No.
Based on people who chose to hijack a question about Barry to make statements about politics and the Palestine conflict.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, I don't know either. Because people just love to argue.
That's it. I mean, and what does Palestine have to do with?
Right, exactly.
With
any of this.
Any of this. It's
No.
nothing. It's just.
But are you reading it? Is that it?
Yeah, no, I'm finding it. I'm
Again, if you go to the notifications and you just click on Dave Moody, it'll take you right to the post.
So here it is. I saw this, and again, this is our kind of a lead into directly and indirectly into what happened last night at City Council. And I hope Michael is listening this morning. Do we know?
Oh, he's listening.
All right.
He's always listening.
There was a post on the Barrie, Vermont resident chat last night, and I saw it while I was sitting on the toilet, and I said, this is, I don't know, it's just struck me. And I was like, I want to hear what our listeners have to say about this, how they feel about it. And I shared it over to you, and I was like, my God, Raylene,
well, I think they proved her point. I mean, holy hell.
And I just... I forwarded it to you, and I'm like, Raylene, read these comments, and I'm going to take the same thing, and I'm going to screenshot it, and I'm going to drop it on the Aired Out page and see what kind of reaction we got. And holy shit, I think they're very different reactions. But I mean, there it is, right in front of you. Holy moly, is Barrie full of a bunch of sad, angry people with no sense of humor and the desire to rain on everyone's parade, or what?
So, I believe that, yes, Barrie is full of some sad, angry people, full of sad, but I don't believe that nobody has a sense of humor because, hello, you and I, come on. Yeah. But I believe everybody has been through a lot, and what some people, not everybody is aware of the fact that there are still many, many people that are not in their homes after the flood. There are many people still using 5-gallon buckets with a toilet seat since the flood, that don't have running water, that are maybe not in their home at all, or living with relatives, or in somebody's basement, or in a hotel, or if they were lucky, they found an apartment that they're trying to pay for the apartment plus their mortgage so they don't destroy their credit and their taxes and their insurance. And even if you get an abatement, it's a process. You have to file for it. There is a lot on people's plates, and that is not just here in Barrie. It's across all so many towns and cities across the state of Vermont. There is, I think, a lot of people are sad and they're angry, and they're angry with the government, because when you know that there are things from Tropical Storm Irene that people are just now in this last year being made whole from, when you hear that and understand that people have been waiting years, you get frustrated and you get angry with the government, and you get angry with what's going on. And how can you not be sad and feel defeated? I'm sorry, but how can you not? And so for me, smile at that person, even if they don't smile back, even if they look pissed off. Be Connor in this situation and give them a little motivation to be okay for a moment. And if you want a place to go, I think there are plenty of happy people. I saw one comment hit the nail on the head. If you're looking for happy, wonderful people, go into Nelson's. They'll cheer you up.
I saw that comment as well.
I don't experience that from people. I experience their grief. I experience their frustration, and I think we all have to kind of be understanding of that, because if there was ever a case of you don't know what somebody's going through, or you don't know until you've walked in those people's shoes, it's now.
Yeah.
And so I really do. And then add all of this political shit on top of it, both federal, state, and local politics. I mean, it's insane. And the divisiveness here in the city that has been for a good 4 years now it's insane. There was a counselor last night, actually. She wanted to have a mediator come in. She wanted mediation so that the two sides, what two sides? Another counselor said, what two sides? What are the two sides? Politically, we're never going to agree. Isn't that part of the process? Could we all maybe at some point come to a general consensus, and do we try to work together? Sure. But what two sides? Stop. The division has been made, and it's been made by people who don't think they're making it. They think that they are the heroes in all of this, and they're not, because, and that was proved last night too, in many, many ways, when we had people that came that were on in person, but also in city council chambers and on Zoom saying, we've never been communicated with about the flood. We don't know what Bury Up is. We don't know this. We don't know that. We don't know what this letter is or that letter is. The lack of communication is what is making these people so upset and angry.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that. I would be too.
Yeah.
If 6-7 months later, you have no idea where you are going to live, what is happening with your house, how you're going to pay for anything. Can you imagine?
I want to say this. If you were not watching the city council meeting last night for Bury City, you will be able to watch it on CVTV. Central Vermont Television, 193, channel 193. They usually get that up like sometime this afternoon. I think it'll be up and running. Get on their Facebook page, and you'll be able to find out when it's going to be on and watch it.
And one side's calling the other side, calling foul,
Right.
But they don't want to work on it either.
Can we get?
Not without a bunch of stipulations.
Are we able to, on Aired Out, play the video of last night's council meeting for folks that...
Well, we could share the CBTV link as soon as it's published.
Right.
We can absolutely share the link, and I believe
Can we
Michael
do that
uploads
today?
them to YouTube as well, I believe.
All right. Can we make sure that...
Yeah, as soon as it's available.
All right. As soon as it's available, we'll have it on the Aired Out
Yes,
page.
they will edit out those last few seconds, Judy, for sure. That is not the first time that one of those, I was told it was called a Zoom bomb or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But they will edit that out for sure.
All right. Was that one time last night? Did that happen one time?
Yeah, it just happened at the end.
All right.
And
at the very end.
At the very end. And Teddy, he's good about it. He got it shut off. And then when they came back, he just got right out. He kicked all the public out on the Zoom and got out of there.
So it came back a second time?
Yeah, well, it kind of like was cutting in and out. It may have been one whole piece, but they did get it. It will not be on there.
All right.
Zachary says yes. Zoom bombing. Yeah.
How
And the link will be a little bit delayed. I'm being told by Michael Booten. So the link for that will be a little bit delayed because it needs to be modified to take the porn
to edit that out. So it was porn. It was porn that was shown. And who saw that when that happened last night?
Everybody that was signed in, if they were paying attention to the screen. I mean, and everybody in chambers.
Was there like gasping, screaming when that showed up?
No,
All
nobody. Right. No, we didn't, because we're not a bunch of children.
Is Teddy? How? I mean, he's the IT guy there.
Well, he's kind of. I mean, they have an IT guy, but he runs.
How can
he
it be prevented?
Keeps track of the Zoom stuff. It can't be. I mean, it really can't.
That's amazing.
That's why they call them bombs, I guess.
Amazing. And this is.
But he gets on it a couple of times. But he is really good about it. I mean, he takes care of it really quick.
He's probably got his finger on the button all the time.
Is ready to go.
Ready for it.
Yeah.
And
very
this has
much
happened before at City Council chambers. Not like several times.
A couple of times. I don't know. I've only. This was only the second time that I've experienced.
All right. So listen. There's a lot to be said here. But as for this post last night, which hit the Barrie, Vermont resident chat, the one that's on your screen right now, if you look. As for this, the way I feel, and I echo what you said, that we're all walking around carrying a lot of stress, even without the effects or after effects of COVID and the residual impacts that it's had on us still years in. I think that our just the world's different now. I mean, there's a lot of people that are walking around all over the world, and there's so many people that posted, hey, it's all over the world. It's not just in Vermont. It's not just in Barrie. It's not just in this state. It's in every state. It's in every corner of the world. Even pre-COVID, we all have stress and things that bother us and things that occupy our minds in our personal lives, in our professional lives, and I think that COVID and other things, the political climate.
Yeah, I'm sick of the whole hearing that it has to do with COVID. We're well out of that. We need to get over that and past it.
I know.
I mean, it brought us a lot of traumas, but we keep blaming it, and we're blaming COVID for our actions.
And I am certainly not doing that. I'm just saying that I think that COVID combined with many other things like the political climate and all the other things. There's, I mean, the internet, the TV. I mean, there's just so much that is dividing people, and
we had so much time for it too. There was so much time to pay attention to it all during COVID.
Right.
We were stuck home, literally doing nothing but paying attention to all of this.
So here's what I want to say. I have noticed. This is just me speaking on. This is just myself. This is, and I'm not echoing anyone else's opinion or anything. This is just me. I have noticed that it seems, and I'm underscoring those two words. It seems like, at least for me, what I have noticed is that over the last couple of years, especially in maybe the last year or two, that in my community, and when I say my community, I'm not talking about Barrie City. I'm talking about Barrie City, Barrie Town, Montpelier, and keep going. All right, my community is a large community. That there has been some separating of people that have created their own little networks, their own little cliques. And there's a lot of cliquey people who do a lot of shit talking behind others' backs. And they have their little groups, their little fan clubs, and there's just a lot of that. That's how I feel. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed it. I've had friends that I have heard from others that have said things that would make me feel that they're not the friends that I thought that they were. Mm-hmm. My eyes have opened up. I look at things in a broader perspective now, generally, not all the time, but my sense of trust toward, I'm a pretty naive guy. You know that. I love everybody. I trust everyone, but I've heard things, I've witnessed some things, and some things have happened to me and for me that have made me look at certain relationships that I've had and certain groups of people with a different lens. I'm wiser for it, but one thing I definitely try to do what?
Sorry. I'm trying to be serious with you, and then you have to say that you're wiser. Like, come on. Stop it.
Raylene.
Damn it. You're killing me.
I listen. I know when I know things that I didn't know in previous months, yeah, I'm wiser.
Yes, I know.
And believe me, I got a guard up. I know who's who. And you know the expression, keep your enemies, your friends close, and your enemies closer.
Yes.
Closer. Yeah, I mean, I got my ears on, and I'm watching, I'm listening, and I know who's who. And I know things about people that they don't know that I know that they've said. It's just...
Well, that happens in everyday life.
It happens all the time.
That's just life.
I know. And it's happened more...
Yeah.
It's happened more in the last year or so than ever before for me. Yeah. So there's cliquey people out there that are saying a lot of shit that they would never say it to your face.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Now,
some days... I wish I could be that way, truthfully, because when I say things that I sometimes get myself in trouble.
We've all been in trouble with things we've said. I said yesterday, this microphone is very dangerous.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty open about how I feel about just about everything.
And we're not filtering anything. But last night, and we'll get away from this Barre, Vermont resident chat. Good. But last night, when Sam Stockwell suggested that money be spent, and I want to know exactly where the money is coming from, exactly where it's coming from, because that I wasn't clear on. And Michael, if you're listening and watching, please post. That money be spent on a...
Nope. Mediator?
On a mediator.
Nope. So
what did I misunderstand?
The JEDI, or the Diversity and Equity Committee, had been given a grant for some mediation and themselves, and there's extra money there. And with that extra money, Sam wanted to use that extra money and those extra resources to have the mediator work with counsel. The problem is, and Michael made it very clear, I thought did a great job.
Work with counsel on what? Mediating specifically what?
How so that they can come to an agreement in regards to housing. But like Michael clearly pointed this out, that mediation, if a mediator would be mediating both sides, and the mediator would have to be picked by both sides, agreed upon by both sides. That's how you mediate. It's not you choose a mediator, because in the end, the gentleman that spoke, his last name is Hatch, and now I'm missing his first name, Jerry, I think, Jerry Hatch. He said it perfectly, that who makes the decision in the end, though? The mediator. So if the mediator is biased, and the mediator is the one that says, nope, this is what you're going to do. So, it was a real... a shitty situation all the way around, for many reasons, on many levels. We believe, but not everybody believes that. That's the thing, is some people think it's a great idea, the rah. And most often it's the people that say they're being diverse and equitable, and that we're not. And they are definitely diverse and equitable as long as you agree with them. Then hey.
That's it.
And so, yeah.
Can you say that one more time?
They're diverse and equitable as long as you agree with them. And that's just the way it is. It's really true. And we have seen more and more and more of that. I agree.
Judy just wrote, Kumbaya, council has bigger fish to fry.
You're not kidding.
Waste of council time when we have so many issues.
Exactly.
Judy, I love you. Please marry me.
Yeah, for real. It's
That's it.
And the
right
Kumbaya thing is what I always say, that let's sit around in a circle and sing Kumbaya.
Oh.
We don't have time for that. There was so much wrong.
What was the reasoning behind what was Mulvaney saying last night? Why was Sam Stockwell and Mulvaney saying that we need to have mediation? What was the reasoning?
Because they're not meeting in the middle. Basically, because they have three counselors, and I'm just going to say who they are. Michael, and Tom are not cooperating with the others. They're not doing as those counselors and the mayor want them to do. They want them to think like we do as we say, allow this to happen, that to happen, and that to happen,
and
so we can all be diverse and equitable.
Right. And if they don't, then they need to be mediated.
So that they can. So what I call that, so they call it mediation, I call it submission.
I call it deception.
I
call it tactics.
You just beat until somebody submits, and that's how I feel a lot of us have felt for many, many months.
There's an
now.
ulterior motive here, Raylene.
Well, of course there is. And that's what I say. You beat until you submit. And even me in my situation, when I was, appointed to the committee the night that I was interviewed, and I expressed my views on parent notification, and they beat me to death over that, trying for over 30 minutes trying to get me to change the way. They asked me 100 different directions.
Yes.
And I was never going to change my mind.
They
Those
also
are my beliefs.
They tried to hang your ass too.
Yes, but those are my beliefs, and I will never waver from them. But I believe that Tom, Michael, and Michael are very much cooperating, and they have actually put forth some really great solutions that are constantly getting boggled down with a crap ton. Give Michael a call, actually. That are getting bogged down with these demands, these constant demands of, we can have that if we have this, if we have that. And it's just sad. The whole thing is, It's ridiculous, and we do have a lot of sad, angry people, and it's because of shit like this that keeps holding us up in sidetracking from what really needs to happen. And that's when I say again, get to the polls. That's where it's going to count. Get to the polls.
Do we need,
Which is, by the way, for city government is May 14th now. You will only vote for the school budget and the presidential primaries.
listen,
Town meeting day.
if you're getting divorced, might want to have a mediator. That might be something to consider. Maybe, maybe not. But do we really need a mediator to sit down in a room and discuss our feelings about housing? Are you serious? Are we a bunch of fucking kids on a playground that are really that out of control?
Wow.
I understand that this is a passionate topic. Of course it is. And I understand that, sometimes
But we learned last night that they don't actually know the majority of what's really truly happening. We learned that last night.
Yeah.
Even though they've done canvassing and they've done this and they've done that.
Yeah. Listen, Michael, I'm gonna throw him on the air here.
All right.
And I just want to say, Michael, I listened to you last night.
I was proud of him.
I was proud of you too. I gotta say though,
And Deering and Tom.
I had to punch out. I had to bail out. I couldn't stomach listening to the go around and go around with Mulvaney and Stockwell. It
know.
was nauseating. I mean, you would have to pay me. You would have to pay me an ungodly amount of money to sit.
He won't be able to stay on the phone very long, is my guess.
To sit and be spoon fed this horse shit, Michael.
Listen, I think, as I stated last night, what are the two sides, and I think Raylene did, clarify, and I think we all knew what the two sides were, but I kind of wanted to hear it said. There's no doubt that Michael, myself, and Tom are more on the, the same, and I'm using air quotes that you can't see, the side, right? We look
let's
at
get
things
it
a
done
little
and stop dicking around
Correct.
side.
And that's something that I think of a comment that was made at the legislative breakfast for the school system. Terry Rail made the comment about blue collar individuals look at a pile of dirt in the room, get a shovel, and clean it up, while other people want to do studies and have meetings about it, what to do with the dirt. But let's just get it done, right? And and he made a very valid point, and that was a really good point for the school, and it's also a good point for municipal government. It's last night there was a comment made about we're not moving fast enough. Well, there's a reason why we're not moving fast enough, and I personally believe it's by design, but that's my personal opinion.
I believe it too.
And I think that, and of course I said, fine, let's have a conversation in executive session. And I'm not going to tell you what happened there. But will things move fast? I don't know. I look back at my career, but my time as a city councilor, and I remember when things moved quickly, and I know that process, and this is not that process. So while we're talking about, not wanting to demolish buildings because of the grand list, I think it was Teddy.
Yes,
it was
Teddy. I was
Teddy made,
proud of him too.
100% correct. Teddy is 100% correct. While we're worried about the grand list, people are suffering.
And they have no home.
they have no home. While I mean, granted, the situation with the buyouts is legit. We can't just buy all the houses out. It's 40 properties.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to make decisions. But at the same time, what if the decision was made a little bit easier when, we have, let's say, the council got behind the Gateway project,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And we pushed that through. And as we're pushing that through, we're doing buyouts, not just there, but like down by Vine Street, or not Vine Street, Scampini, down by Harrington. And we're not really losing Grand List. It's leveling, because while the development is happening,
And you're not
you know,
forcing these buyouts.
no,
Let's make that clear
and
right
that
now, because it has
and
been
that's
said, though.
really scary that people are saying that.
Yes, it has
Like,
been said by
and,
some, and we know that
yep.
you all are planning to force that to happen, and that is
And
so far from the
so
truth.
I have been on the record multiple times. I will not support an eminent domain situation.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that I have ever supported, everybody knows about,
Right,
because I made it
exactly.
very clear. I think we should eminent domain that building,
Right,
and everybody in Barrie would be like, actually, I think you're right.
right, exactly.
And go on Main Street, you'll know. That being said, there's this pervasive rumor, and I think it's perpetuated by people making subtle comments.
Mm-hmm.
And those subtle comments have impacts. It's like a ripple in the water, that it's, a little pebble here, but it makes a huge wave on the other end.
Mm-hmm.
And it's designed, it's planned. It's
Mm-hmm.
planned. That's my opinion. And I think it's planned. And there was comments made last night about, the elections. I feel like some of that is planned.
Of course it
And
is.
Of course it is.
it's kind of nefarious. But I will say that if I had that ability to plan like that, I would be. Imagine the devious stuff I could get into.
Alice Farrell just posted these words. There's a fine line between mediation and brainwashing, and we need to be
Yeah.
we need to be careful that line is not crossed.
I agree.
You said last night, Michael, hey, we all feel passionately about this. We have varying opinions about housing, but some of us are going to be very vocal and very passionate, and we might get pissed off. But can we not all sit in the same room and have a discussion, albeit passionate, about this without things getting out of control? Do we really need a mediator?
Yeah, I don't think a mediator, it's really interesting. Like, a mediator is a specific thing. And
Mm-hmm.
and so one of the joys of living in a community for 40 years and knowing everybody,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right?
right.
Guess what? I already knew who the mediator was.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Jesus.
approached, right? Like, I know all this, you just
Exactly.
know things that are, at least I think I know who the person was. I
Mhm.
might be wrong. But the thing is that, a mediator, it's not really, even a facilitator. I don't even think we need a
I don't
facilitator.
think you do either. I think you
Uh,
just need to I think she said it, so it's not me saying it. I think the other side needs to decide that they're not going to be the other side, and that they are going to work as a whole. Because I really believe that is where the breakdown is, because they're so busy trying to convince you to see it their way. They're not willing to try to
so-
meet in the middle.
Aha.
And I've seen time and time again where you, Michael Deering, and Tom have all been willing and actually even given up, instead of dying on your sword, say, I can meet you there. I can work with this. I've seen all three of you come to the meeting with an idea in your head that you're against something, and before the end of the meeting, you're okay. Like the parking stuff and a few other things where you all said, okay, we can give that concession because that's going to help. And I don't see that same coming from the other side. I just don't. And she did it. She said there are sides. So that's not me saying it. It's not the way I necessarily feel. Most of the time I do. But I think that there are people willing to work there, and there are people that are not willing to work. They want it to all be their way or no way. And that's how I feel about that.
And Glenn Brummert just posted, I thought they were supposed to be working towards the benefit of the city, which is that's something that you echo all the time, Michael, that in the end, we need to put pissing matches aside and work towards the benefit of the city, period. Stop drawing lines in the sand, grow the fuck up, and let's just get it done. Let's do this and just stop fooling around, wasting time, wasting money. Let's just get it done. And that's Lausanne is like that.
Yeah, it's picking up the dirt, right? And I think there is, I think, based on, conversations, there seems to be some hesitation to the Gateway project, right? Based on, it just feels like that to me. And I might be wrong. And there feels like there's some like hesitation to Prospect Heights. And those are projects that are available and possible, and we should be focusing on those. But there's also the one on North Seminary, right? The RFP went out for that property, that parking lot. We should be absolutely looking into doing that. So we've got three things right there that we should be working on, right? And then there's the other thing where we're doing a study on the building within the community, right? Like in areas that are, although my issue which is like, this is a great idea, except for, if somebody owns 2 acres, are they going to want to build another building on their acre? And if they did, they would have already done it.
Right.
But, but I'm okay with moving forward with pushing that as well. But it feels like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's I just don't know. Like, and I feel like the people on the North End are getting the impression that we are moving forward without them. But
I think they've been given that impression.
Right. And maybe
sure.
It's because people looked at, I think, so when I looked at those conceptual designs,